Assalamu alaikum, dear friends, how are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Halim. Dear friends, one desire or quality, even a need, is there amongst each and every individual, each one of us. This one desire is I want to be likable. I want the people to like me. I want people to approve me. Not necessarily each and everybody, but reasonably good number of people should like me, should approve me, should have a good opinion about me. So that is the desire which overwhelming majority of us are having in our minds and hearts. So dear friend, it is indeed something to do. I think we are seen doing many a thing just for one purpose, just for one reason, just to fulfill one desire, to achieve one thing. And this one thing is I want to be likable. I want people to approve me. I want people to like me. We are going to talk it about this in our today's discussion. Once we wanted to look upon this matter, we came across several things. All of those things were good. Many of those things were good in this respect, but there are some 10 reasons, there are some 10 ways which are quite more, quite more useful and beneficial if at all we want to make the opinion of the people in our favor, if at all we want to become favorable, if at all we want to become likable, if at all we want to become a favorite person of many people. Let's try to look upon each one of those 10 things one by one, as each one of them is very useful, is very beneficial. So, first of all, the number one thing is you are an active listener. Being an active listener, what is meant by is by when somebody is talking, so we need to pay maximum of our attention to listen to that particular person. What are they saying? In this way, not only we become likable, rather we gain a lot out of that as well. New information, new piece of knowledge, new wisdom, and we gain a lot once if at all we are an active listener. But not only we gain a lot, rather we people become their likable person. Remember one thing, while we are actively listening to somebody, don't plan in your mind what I have to respond during this listening period. Simply listen, simply try to understand. And that was the first, and now the second thing is you are genuine and authentic. Try to become a genuine person. Try to become an authentic person. Don't try to steal the style of another person. Don't try to copy the style of another person. Rather, no plagiarization. Be a genuine person. Don't try to pose. Don't plagiarize. Rather, whatever you yourself actually are, and it is far better to exhibit your genuine self. Now, the third is you are not afraid to show vulnerability. Your vulnerability, all of us are vulnerable in one way or another. Nobody is beyond that at all. Every human being is vulnerable, but many of the people, they are afraid to show their vulnerability. But I think it's not good at all. If, on the other hand, we do show our vulnerability at the right spot, at the right time, it is good. So don't be afraid to show your vulnerability. This is the number three thing. Now, the number four is you are empathetic. Be an empathetic person. Empathy, developing an empathy, putting ourselves into the shoes of another person, then only looking upon the situation. If I were in their position, I would have been doing the same thing. So dear friends and fellows, this is also very important. You are empathetic. Now the fifth is you are not afraid to say no in certain situations. We do have to say no in certain situations. We do have to say no. So, dear friend, wherever it is needed, I think don't be afraid to say no and never say yes when you actually mean no. Be ready to say no instead of later on, instead of saying yes or not giving a clear answer, but later on somebody is expecting something of you and me, but we are unable to do that. It is far better to say no at the right time in the beginning, not to waste their time, not to become an hateable person in their opinion. So that is learn to say no. Don't be afraid to say no. Now the sixth is you are kind. Yes, kind-hearted people are liked. Kind-hearted people are approved. Kind-hearted people are appreciated. So if at all I or you, we want to become a kind-hearted person, we need to become. If at all we want to be liked, if at all we want to be appreciated, if at all we want the people to have a good opinion about us, we need to show the kindness. Now the seventh is you are reliable. Being a reliable person, what is this reliability? If at all somebody is asking us for any sort of commitment, think well and prior to making any commitment. But once the commitment has been made, now do your utmost, do your utmost to fulfill that commitment, not to budge from that, not to leave them, not to leave them in the lurch. Don't do that, because the people will be start hating, they will be telling other people as well. So if at all we want to have a good reputation about ourselves in the society, amongst an organization, so be a reliable person. So that is by honoring our commitment. Now the eighth is you are self-aware. We need to become self-aware. What is this self-awareness? Mean knowing our weaknesses and the kind of threats, the kind of dangers we might have to face because of these threats, and then trying to minimize those weaknesses as well. So we need to understand what are my strengths and what kind of benefits I may take, what are my habits, what I feel in different situations. So that is being self aware. I think we need to become properly self aware. The more self aware we are, the better it would be. Now, the ninth is you are not always positive. Positivity is something really good. Rather, it is not even good, it is essential. But if at all we were bitten, deceived by any individual, so we don't need to become positive toward that particular person. Although it is good to forgive them, I'm not asking that if at all you want to forgive, but I won't say that don't do it. Please do forgive them, but never be positive about those people again, because they will be doing the same type of thing. So they are not always positive. Now, the tenth and the last is they are grateful. You are grateful. Practicing the gratitude. What is this practice of the gratitude? It means that although I don't have everything else, I am lacking several things, but still I do have certain very important things, and these important things should not be, must not be taken for granted at all. We need to become grateful to these things. And before, what usually happen, that we do understand, we do realize the importance of the benefit of those things. Once those things are lost, once we don't have it, but what we need to do is that we need to become grateful. As I mean, during we have it, we need to become grateful to do all of those things. So, my dear friends and fellows, on the other hand, if at all we look upon the problems in our life, yes, indeed, I do have certain problems, but at the same time, I am free of many other problems which many other people in the world and the people in the society are suffering, and I am free of all that. If this be the case, shouldn't I be a grateful person? I must be a grateful person. So, my dear friends and fellows, I think these are the 10 things which are which are not very difficult to practice. These can be practiced, but all of these 10 things makes us quite a reliable person, quite quite a likable person, quite a person who is approved, appreciated by others. So that's all from me at the moment. Thank you.